Hey guys, it's Melanie. Welcome back. I hope your day's off to a fantastic start. So I have another funny, cringy, interesting, I'm not even sure what category to put this particular wedding story into, but we're talking about more wedding stuff. If you are new to my channel, I have over 10 years of experience in the wedding industry. I started a planning and day of coordination company with a girlfriend back in 2009. I did that for many years, and then I transitioned to doing floral work exclusively. I kind of started doing the floral work not long after we started the planning company, but took me a while to kind of perfect that before I wanted to turn that into just its own separate business. So I got out of wedding planning. A lot of my stories are going to come from either my wedding planning experience or my experience as a florist. So I've uploaded a few of these videos already. I will link them in the cards up above. I will also link them in the description box down below. So if you like listening to wedding stories and going, ooh, you might enjoy some of these past stories. Okay, so the etiquette for what to wear to a wedding, I think, is pretty self-explanatory. At least I think it is. Usually when you get an invitation, there is often a dress code mentioned, especially if you are having a wedding at an event where the venue itself has a dress code. So for example, a lot of country clubs have very, very strict dress codes. And actually, Craig's mom, back when Craig and I were getting married, she actually wanted us to get married at a country club, but this particular country club, while lovely, beautiful, stunning, I mean, it's a beautiful place, it had a very strict dress code, and we knew our friends, we knew, our family that would probably, I don't know, it wasn't our vibe. Craig and I are not country club people, let's just say that. So anyway, we opted for a ballroom whose dress code was actually quite flexible, and we certainly saw a range of fashions when we got married. That being said, usually when you get an invitation, like I said, if it's like a black tie affair, it will be stated. If it's casual, it will be stated. A lot of times there are clues that you get, such as where's the venue? You can go look it up on Google, kind of see what the venue's all about. And that usually sort of will tell you what the overall vibe for the day is, right? So that you're dressed appropriately, whether you need to be dressed in clothing that is a little bit maybe cooler. Like if you are sitting out in the middle of a field with no shade for a ceremony and then also a reception, you want to make sure you're wearing light, airy, breathable clothing. If you are going to the mountain, might want to bring a nice jacket that you can wear. Anyway, let's go ahead and get to the stories. So the first story happened at a country club. It was actually not the country club that Craig and I were looking at that his mom sent us to. This is a different one, and this one is even more hoity-toity. And this particular club does not allow denim at all. Like if you come in wearing jeans or, like a denim jacket, they are going to ask you to either go change or leave the property. It doesn't matter whether you are a member at this club or you are coming to this club simply for the event. The dress code across the board, absolutely no denim. Now, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that are like, it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, maybe, but these are the rules, right? Like certain places have certain rules, and if you are coming to the event, you got to play by the rules. So there was a wedding guest that showed up with a pair of Wranglers, cowboy boots, like this man was a cowboy. It was probably his like nicer cowboy gear, like the shirt I could tell had been ironed, he had his nicest belt buckle. Like this was just this man's vibe. Like this was how he dressed. So unfortunately, the venue coordinator did not want to tell this person that they could not come into the event. She made me do it. So I helped this particular bride plan this entire event, and I was also there for a day of coordination. So I was kind of the main person in charge of all of the vendors, as well as communications between, you know, the bride and the guests, the bride and the venue. Basically, I was the go-between for everything. So the venue coordinator was like, I'm not touching this with a 10-foot pole. That guy cannot come in here dressed like that. So you need to tell him to leave. So as uncomfortable as it made me, I did have to approach the man and shared with him, you know, the dress code. I reminded him that it was stated on the invitation, and man was pissed. Oh, he was so upset. He was like, I'm not changing. I'm here for the event and I'm staying. To which I said, okay. I'll be right back. So I ran back to the venue coordinator and I was like, can you please just, for the love of all that is good, please make an exception for this man. He's flipping out on me. He's not gonna leave. He's here for the wedding and he doesn't have any other clothing to change into. All he brought with him was denim. No. Do you maybe have like a jacket? Can we put like a jacket on him? You know, a lot of country clubs oftentimes will have jackets like just in a closet for people that maybe forget to bring their jacket to dinner or something. So, you know, I was like, do you have a jacket we can pop on him to maybe like hide some of what he has going on? And she said, nope, absolutely not. And she said, we will get security and we will have him escorted off. And that's what happened. He was escorted off the property. I felt awful. By the way, I never enjoyed doing stuff like that. Like, it always made me feel insanely uncomfortable. Now, I did it because I was being paid and that was my job, but it always made me really uncomfortable. And that man was pissed. He was not happy. I didn't really keep in touch with the bride after the wedding. I did see security from the country club go over and they literally on either side of him, you know, escorted him off the property. I did not see him for the remainder of the evening. His wife, partner, I'm not sure if they were married or not, she stayed behind and she kept giving me dirty looks all night. But like there was literally like nothing that I could do, right? So I think it's really important, like if you have questions about the dress code and if it's at a like strict location, like if you do your research prior and you see that, you know, just the venue itself has a dress code, I would adhere to that dress code or bring a change of clothes with you, which brings me to my next story. This one is, this was a wedding guest who arrived who was wearing a beautiful dress, a beautiful white, very white dress. It was not cream, it was not ivory, it was not blush. Not that those shades are okay to wear to a wedding anyway, but it was a white dress. I'm just gonna say it right now. If you are attending a wedding, it is customary in this country. It might be different in other countries. I think the vast majority of countries have this rule. It's usually only the bride that wears white. That means that guests, you know, don't wear white, don't wear cream, don't wear ivory, don't wear nude. Nude, if it's like a darker nude, I think that's fine, but like a blush, don't wear blush. I just think you're kind of asking to basically stick out like a sore thumb. Like most people know to not wear shades of white or cream to a wedding, but you would be shocked at the amount of people that I have seen shown up at weddings wearing white or a like white adjacent dress. It's not your wedding day. Don't make a scene. Just come wearing like a fun color. Come in an orange dress. Come in, you know, a pink dress. Come in a purple dress. There are so many colors out of black. Black is a classic. You could, a little black dress. I mean, you can't go wrong, right? Anyway, so there was a guest. This was actually a friend of the bride who showed up in a beautiful white dress. It looked borderline gownish to me. I don't know if she had worn that dress to her own wedding. It was quite a nice dress. So the bride saw her. The bride was upstairs in this particular venue, saw her walking up and was like, absolutely the F not. Called me, called me upstairs. I was downstairs getting stuff ready. Called me upstairs and said, tell her to go home and change. She's not wearing that dress at this wedding. I figured she would do something like this. I don't know why this bride invited this person. I think they were frenemies. But anyway, I had to go downstairs and tell this particular guest that she would not be able to stay in this outfit. She was like, I knew she was gonna do that. So that's what she says underneath her breath. And she was like, I brought another dress, I'll go change. So this broad went to her car and took out a little black dress, went into the restroom and changed. She knew what she was doing. Please don't be this person. I mean, if you really don't like someone, don't go to their wedding. Like, don't go to a wedding just to be petty or to like try to like ruin some aspect of someone's day. I think it's just an a-hole thing to do. And even if the person is a bad person or you don't like them, like just, you know, let them have that day. You can go back to being bitter and petty the day after, but don't show up to a wedding wearing white just to spite someone. So, that particular one, it kind of made me giggle just a little bit because I was like, oh my gosh, why'd you invite this person? She clearly doesn't like you. You don't like her. I don't know if maybe like the groom was friends with this person's like partner or something. That she came with another man and he seemed to be quite friendly with the groom. So, yeah, anyway, I guess bring a change of clothing if you're gonna do that because you might well just be asked to leave the event. So anyway, you guys, those are my two fashion faux pas stories that I wanted to share. I have more where that came from. A lot of you guys were asking about kids. I certainly have a lot of stories about kids at weddings, but honestly, most of them just include kids like getting into shenanigans. Kids, they're great. I love them. I have one. I do. But I'm not sure that they are the best wedding guests. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Let me know if you have any questions and if you have any other suggestions for topics related to this wedding series here. Let me know in the comments down below. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it entertaining. Subscribe if you're new. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.